Greetings and good morning. Welcome. So this is it. This is the culmination of everything we've been talking about, everything we've been learning. If you've been following this series, you already know how to budget, how to invest, how to protect yourself with the right level and kind of insurance, how to generate passive income, how to plan for major life events. But here's the truth. None of this works in isolation. The power, the real power of all this is when you bring all of this together in a cohesive plan. This is where all the connections come together. Your budget feeds your investments fuel your long-term goals, your emergency fund protects your income, your estate plan protects you and your family. It's not just about saving, investing, spending wisely. It's about creating a personalized financial plan that aligns with every piece of your financial life. In this video, we talk about how to bring it all together. The culmination of everything you've learned. The financial roadmap that serves now and in the future for the rest of your life. So first thing, let me get out the way. The difference between a financial plan and a budget. So your budget is sort of like your GPS for daily and monthly. It tracks your incomes, your expenses, and helps you stay on the right course. The financial plan is the ultimate destination. It's the roadmap for everything to get there. And it answers questions like, when can I retire? How do I save for education for me and my child or children? How do I build wealth, generational wealth that lasts? So think of budget more like a tool, and the financial plan is the strategy that uses all applicable tools to get you to your ultimate goal. So we have the 3 standard horizons for your financial plan. Short term is your 2 to year mark, and this is where you focus on your building your emergency funds, 3 to 6 months of emergency funds, paying off high interest debt, working your monthly budget so it aligns with your ultimate goals and your milestones, and then saving for the small upcoming goals, vacations, a move, car, a child. The tools within this would be like your high yield savings accounts, your debt snowball and avalanche strategies we've talked about, budgeting apps. Common mistakes during this period, just ignoring the little spending leaks, you gotta learn to keep a tight fist on your spending, not prioritizing emergency savings, and focusing only on debt without saving anything. Again, this is all a part of the overall plan. So you gotta be ready for just about everything. Plan for as much as you can. Your medium term financial planning is kind of like your 3 to 10 year, maybe upward of maybe 15 years, saving for a home, down payment on a home, funding your child's education. You may be thinking, well, that's 18 to 20 years out. Well, that's short term when it comes to life. Now, it depends on whether you think your child will do better in trade school, college. It doesn't matter. You're all saving for their education. You could start to grow a business, and over time you may have to replace vehicles, change a career, or anything else that might come. Tools in this, as we've talked about before, your investment accounts, your brokerage accounts. There's a 529 college savings plan, CDs or bond ladders, we briefly touched on help with your safer medium-term goals. Common mistakes for this is not investing enough for your goals beyond the 2 to 3 years. Again, we've talked about that 50-30-20 portfolio allocation, adjusting that for your need. The 50, hopefully you're down with that. Keeping all your expenses, your mandatory expenses, to 50% of your income. That way you can adjust for your 30s and 20% usage. Forgetting to plan for taxes and investments, especially if you're starting a business, keep all that in mind. And then another common mistake is focusing on only your retirement and ignoring your midterm dreams. Plan for fun, plan for enjoyment of life. Money is a tool, so use it as such. Don't use it as a life preserver all the time. You have your emergency savings, that's your life preserver. Everything else, plan for fun. Now your long-term, your goals for that, obviously retirement and your different Roth or traditional IRAs, 401k, stuff like that. Financial independence. You want to be financially independent going as you get closer to retirement. Letting your wealth that you've built over decades work for you so that you can work less. As we recently covered in the previous video, estate planning. Figure out what you want to pass to your children or other family members. Tools during this, obviously your employer retirement plans, index funds, ETFs, long-term dividend growth stocks, real estate investments, as we've talked about. They're slow, but they're steady. Estate tools, wills, trusts, powers of attorney. Common mistakes, the number one for any of this is really starting too late. Start now, start yesterday. Underestimating how much inflation affects your future money. That is one thing that I think most people don't take into consideration. Inflation cuts your purchasing power significantly over time. So you have to invest in such a way that it will beat the cost of inflation. And then finally, making sure you have an estate plan. That's a common mistake. I've been surprised how many people don't have a plan or a will. This is the last word you have about how you want your finances spent. So the core elements here for your personalized financial plan. You have your goal setting, your budgeting, your debt management, investing, emergency fund, insurance, tax planning, and tax strategy. Notice how all of those are videos, elements of the videos that we've covered previously. So this is all coming together right here. So how do you build your personal financial plan? First thing, assess where you are today. What are you doing? Get your net worth, your monthly incomes and expenses. Define your goals for your short, medium, and long term. Build a budget that feeds the plan. Prioritize debt and savings. Pay off those high interest debts, as we've talked about, and build that emergency savings. Choose your investment strategy. Obviously, earlier in life, you could focus a little bit more risky, but as you get closer, become more moderate and then safer. Look at all the different tools and instruments available for that. Protect yourself and your family, insurance, estate documents, your wills, powers of attorney. For insurance, obviously your different health, life, disability, home, auto. And regularly check in, adjust it. The plan does not have to be static. It does not have to be, and it shouldn't be static. It should be a living document. changing with time. Your life changes, and so should your plan. But try to keep the overall focus for what you want in life as close as that as possible. That way you can keep your own personal focus going. This is it. It's everything we've talked about. Everything we've discussed. Budgeting, investing, passive income, managing debt, insurance, taxes, and major life events. How to plan for those. It all comes together right here. Personalized financial plan is the thread that sews everything together. It's not about mastering one of these skills. It's about mastering your life. A budget on its own won't build wealth. Investments alone won't secure your wealth. Insurance won't cover everything. But when you piece everything together, it all works together cohesively in a well-structured plan. That's when the real freedom starts, your financial freedom. So, your challenge this week, right now, today, sit down. Write one short-term goal, one medium, and one long-term goal. Put this in a plan. And then ask yourself, how does my budget, my savings, my investments, protection strategies we've talked about, how does this all work together? Is the combination of these going to make my goals real? Now, this is the last video in this series, but it's also the first day of your financial life. The goal, the road to your financial freedom. You have the tools where you no longer react to money. You're designing your future, planning your future. So, I'll leave you with this question, and please respond in the comments. Which part of your financial plan are you going to tackle first? If you've already started, what did you start with? What were you looking at? Let me know in the comments. Share your successes, share your failures, your areas of improvement. That's what this community is about. It's about helping each other. Not just with wealth and financial freedom, but with all aspects of life. But for this series, this is it. Now again, if you'd like me to cover something a little bit more in depth, help you out with something, again, comment below. I read all the comments. I respond to all the comments. And good luck. You've got it. You've got this. You can do it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.